Welcome back to Why We Buy It, and today we are on part 3 of
the Important Points of Contact cycling series.
And today we are talking about seats.
Your ass, right? You want to be comfortable when you're on your bike, because if you aren't, you're not going to stay on it very long.
That's very true. That's that's extremely true. Now, I was very lucky when it came to my seat on my bike, because I bought a Light 2, and
Live cycles are made for women.
they're made for women. So my seat is extremely comfortable. It is like just meant for me.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Generally speaking, the cycling industry is more targeted toward men.
Yeah.
And most bikes are men first.
Yeah.
Bikes, and then, sized to fit women.
Yeah.
So the seats that come with them are generally designed for men.
Yeah.
So Amy was very lucky in that she bought a Live bike with a seat designed for women that's very comfortable. I've yet to come across a bike seat that feels as comfortable, as pliable, but also as firm as her seat.
It's a cool seat because it's not super cushy, but it's not like rock hard. It's like it's this perfect balance for my butt.
Yeah, and I mean, as a comparison,
yeah.
A good friend of ours who actually works with Amy and rides with us quite often, Emily, and she was with us on the Ride for Brain Health. She's gone through a couple of seats on her bike. Now, she purchased a Cannondale bike, which again...
Designed for men.
Designed for men first. Mm-hmm. The original seat that came on it was brutal on her.
Oh, yeah.
She got another seat. She got
it adjusted because she was like, oh, maybe it needs to be tilted forward, maybe it needs to be tilted back, maybe it's like the height thing. And she was like, no, the seat sucks.
Yeah,
like, this is like the worst seat ever.
Yeah.
So she had a ride with a couple friends of hers, and one friend recommended this other seat. I can't remember what exactly it's called. Mm-hmm. And it's helped a little bit, but even still, she's like, it's not the greatest.
And it's not a cheap seat.
It wasn't cheap, no.
Not a cheap seat.
No.
This is from a very reputable company. It's not cheap, high-end materials. It's a good seat, but it doesn't give her the comfort yet that Amy's had with the seat that she has from the Light 2.
Yeah.
So she lucked out there. I didn't luck out as much. But one of the reasons being is, first of all, I bought a less expensive bike.
Yeah.
And one of the places a lot of bike companies tend to save money on is it's the seat, right? Because they know there's a huge secondary market for seats.
Or like,
and very few people are going to like the seat right off the bat.
Yeah.
That comes on a bike.
Well, and you have places like, Canadian Tire or anything like that have like just the wraps that go over the seats just to give them a little bit more cushioning. But I find those wear out. Like they wear out too fast. So
you're going to be going through them. So you might as well buy just a better seat to begin with. So I researched it like I do and looked into a number of different options. And one of the things I kept coming across was that 3D printed seats were quite comfortable for the majority of people.
Yeah.
Not as soft as, say, Amy's seat, but for the amount of riding I was going to do, a comfortable seat that sort of conforms to you would be enough. Mm-hmm. Now, 3D printed seats are big money.
Oh, yeah.
Very expensive.
They're not cheap.
Right? Very expensive. But there is a couple of online retailers like AliExpress or Temu, the Chinese retailers, that do basically knockoff versions of these 3D printed seats. Now, they're not direct copies, but they use the same technology and some of the same geometrics to create these seats. So I thought, if I can get a seat from them for like a third of the price of what I'd pay from one of the top-end bike manufacturers, I'll give it a shot.
Right.
So I ordered one of those. I ordered a Zeus seat, and it's been solid. It's been pretty damn good for me since I've had it.
Right.
Is it maybe the best seat out there?
No.
No, but for someone like myself who just wants to be comfortable on the occasional longer ride that we do, it's enough. I don't want to spend $200+ on a seat, right? So it's done a pretty good job, and there are certain similarities between both of our seats. So first of all, both of them are somewhat short-nosed, right?
Yeah.
And that's, basically for the soft tissue areas, it doesn't hurt as much when you lean forward in the saddle. And we don't lean forward all that often.
No.
But when we do, it's nice to know that it's a little more comfortable. They both have the cutouts.
Yes.
Right, they both have the cutouts. And I think that's something that's becoming more of a standard now than it used to be. A lot of bike seats always were one solid piece, but now you have that cutout section again to just add a little more airflow and relief to the soft tissue area. But the airflow is the most important because you don't want to sweat like a pig down there, right? And they have a slightly wider seat bone section.
Yes,
and that's both because both of us have somewhat larger asses, right? Right? They're a little bit larger. Let's be honest, right?
Oh my goodness.
Right? You know, so we got some booty. So having that wider section again makes it a little more comfortable on those especially longer rides.
Yeah.
So you want to find the seat that's sized to you.
Right.
And you can get sized for a seat at any bike shop, really. Any reputable bike shop can size you for one. And all you really need to know is your sit bone distance.
Yeah.
So once you know your sit bone distance, you can then order offline if you like, because they tell you what the optimal sit bone distance is for those seats. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much how bike saddles are sized.
Made. Yeah.
Right? So if you think you can find a better deal online, go ahead, but just know your sit bone distance first, because you could just be going through an endless cycle of uncomfortable seats until you do. Right? So Amy got lucky.
Yeah.
I didn't get as lucky, but I did okay buying through a Chinese retailer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Emily is still kind of looking for that perfect seat.
Yeah.
Hopefully she finds it, and when she does, we'll let you know which one it is. But you want to be comfortable on your bike.
Yes.
Because the more comfortable you are, the more often you'll ride it, and the more you ride it, the more benefit you'll get from it. Cycling isn't just fun for us, it's also our exercise.
Oh yeah. Oh
right?
yeah, like this cycling for me, it's like if I don't do it, like I feel like bleh.
Yeah, something we'll get into in a future video is that we've always been conscious of our health and trying to stay healthy, trying to stay fit, but we don't do it the traditional ways. No. We're not members at a gym.
No,
we don't have a strict workout regimen or anything.
I don't have a strict diet.
Yeah, we've always looked for the fun way to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And not too long ago, we came across an application that, along with Amy's cycling, my little bit of cycling, but primarily my golf, and the amount of walking we do with Noble, is enough for us to have lost weight. Amy lost 15 pounds in 3 months.
It was
in 3 months?
In 3 months, it was 20.
20 pounds in 3 months, and I lost 23 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah.
Very easily. We didn't really change that much of what we eat. We didn't work out till we were sweat buckets every single day. No. But we'll talk about that in a future video. But things like cycling and golf and those activities that we enjoy really play a role in it. Sure. So be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
Leave some comments.
Please. We love them.
Yeah.
And we'll always answer back.
Well, yeah.
All right? Till next time. While we bye.